Well, thank you, Shar, for setting things off and all that you and your team does. I can't thank you all enough. Well, basically, what I want to talk about is several things. We have, of course, um, a a couple of it was twins, not identical twins, but twin sisters on Fox News this last Friday. They're in their teens, but their story started when they were born. Okay, one of them had a disease. It's called Friedrich's ataxia. They can't stand up. They're dizzy all the time, and it says it's a genetic thing, and and they don't live very long. And now I think that they're teenagers, and they were on Fox News, and they didn't have a phone number or anything, or the town they were from, or their last name. So I couldn't. I tried very hard and kept going back on there to see if they were going to give more information on those two kids. But I looked it up. Friedrich's ataxia is something that deals with the white matter of the back of the brain and the spinal cord. This is all dealt with in the let's see here. We have the CD that goes along with Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Okay, the CD Dead Doctors Don't Lie. We have the DVD Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the 2-hour one, big one. Okay, and then of course we have the CD. We just now got our supply of these CDs that are a half hour. Okay, it deals with the AI stuff. Okay, the AI stuff, artificial intelligence. And then, of course, the book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And it's one of those things where, you can contact us at the Wellness Publications or contact Milan and get some of these DVDs. And the whole idea of the artificial intelligence, it goes back thousands of years. And they came up with fences so you could sleep at night and your horses and cows weren't going to run away because they're inside the fence. Okay, those are some of the first types of artificial intelligence. And then later, of course, when they had electricity, they came out with if you have these things on your wall to control the temperature in your house, right? And let's say you set it for 75 and it goes down outside to 60, you're asleep, it'll kick on and bring the temperature up in the house. It'll heat it up to 75. On the other hand, if it's summertime and it gets up to the 80s, the one that cools the house kicks on, okay, and gets the temperature back down to 65 or 70, whatever you set it at, while you're asleep. That's AI, artificial intelligence. And then, of course, it had all kinds of fire alarms, automatic sprinklers for your backyard, so you didn't have to stay up a half hour twice a day to sprinkle the lawn, and those kinds of things. It's one of those things where the AI was pretty good for thousands of years. Well, it went down the tubes when they incorporated it into medicine, because let's say somebody has the metabolic syndrome. They have abdominal obesity, they have type 2 diabetes, and they have high blood pressure, and you want to help them lose weight, or you want to help them with their diabetes, and you just give them insulin to inject into themselves to lower their blood sugar. Okay. And so it's one of those things where the others don't get any treatment. Just eat well, stay away from the bad foods, everything will be fine. It's genetic. There's not much we can do about it except, we can treat the diabetes, we can treat the high blood pressure and that kind of stuff. But when you are doing everything yourself, this is when the accidents happen. Okay. And of course, those two kids, those two sisters that had the Friedrich's ataxia, it goes along with the flip chart. The flip chart has all these different diseases that afflict the white matter of the brain, okay, the myelin in the brain. And when you have all this demyelinization, everything goes wrong in the brain and the spinal cord, and also the large nerves coming out of the brain, including the optic nerve. You get osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the optic nerve as well. And so there's all this stuff going on, and doctors don't know about this. They just know that you got this problem, and they blame it on your genes because they don't know the cause. And so these are available now. We have a supply. We had them made. And the reason why we have this is because of our association with Charlie Ward, who's one of the big TV personalities in Europe.
He's an Intel, Doc. He's an Intel provider. He works with Trump. He works with Trump.
Okay, well, there you go. And so he had us on and interviewed us and all this kind of stuff. And so he says, make one on AI. And so we made this an AI. It has one of his stars, okay, Paul Booker, the guy in between Dr. Randy and myself. And he kind of ran the show and asked questions and everything. And so I'm really kind of excited, that they're playing it now in Europe. And I want to know how good this gets. I want to know if they're going to buy any of these Dead Doctors Don't Lie CDs, the DVDs, the books, Hell's Kitchen. We have a CD for Hell's Kitchen, and we have the book. Let's see here. Epigenetics takes the place of genetics. Epigenetics, and epigenetics, of course. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. When a doctor says, "Oh, you have this genetic thing," that's you pull your pants up and you walk out and you say, "Okay, sorry, I'm going to somebody that is intelligent." You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, and so it's one of those things that we have the ability to deal with over 600 different diseases. We have the products to deal with that. We have 2,500 products we have access to, and this is Hell's Kitchen, of course, is a great one. Let's Play Doctor is another big one. Tells you how to diagnose things, tells you how to decide what you're going to treat it with and how to fix it. And we're talking about arthritis, osteoporosis, anemia. We're talking about high blood pressure, diabetes, all that kind of stuff. Also, all the brain stuff. Okay, Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease, forever, they were calling it an aging genetic problem. And we've gotten rid of, I don't know, hundreds of
people
of cases all over the world now with this. And it's one of those things where they've missed it. Parkinson's disease by a million miles. It's not genetic. It's not an aging thing. It's a simple nutritional deficiency, just like Friedreich's ataxia in kids. And so it's one of those things where we just keep telling the story. We have the tools now. We had, I don't know, maybe 1,000 printed of these DVDs. Okay.
Oh, and Doc, guess what?
What?
This is important. This is exciting. Ford Motor Company is going to start putting CD players in vehicles again. The demand was there for it. So when people start buying new vehicles, they'll be able to get CD players as standard equipment.
Oh, good.
That's the time to listen to it when you've got to go on a vacation or if you drive a long way for your job. You can listen to the CDs all the time.
Mm-hmm. Get educated instead of just listening to music on the radio.
Yeah, they don't want you to talk on the phone, but you can certainly listen to your CDs on your vehicle. And I know Betty didn't buy a Ford simply because they had quit putting CDs in. She bought a different vehicle. I would assume that the fact that Ford is going to put them back in, that other manufacturers will follow their lead and do the same thing, because they're not going to want to lose sales over this, and they will. They will, because people like to listen to CDs, and I like to have my own CDs. I'm not into artificial intelligence and all this stuff. I like to actually physically have a CD that I own that I can put in the player and listen to. And I don't care about storage. They don't take up a lot of room, put it that way.
That's true.
Take artificial intelligence and shove it, shove it out the door. I turn my temperature up and down by hand. I don't depend on some computer. That's just more stuff to go haywire. My name's Murphy. If it's going to break, it will break for me. So, yeah, no,
Okay. Well, let's go to some questions.
Okay, if you have a question, you can wave at me physically, or you can push the raise your hand button. I think Judy said she and Det had some questions, so.
Yep. Go ahead, Judy. You got to unmute.
Oops.
Okay, there we go. I was trying to unmute us. Okay, longtime customer was recently diagnosed with glaucoma. What should she do besides take eye drops? She already takes. She already takes the product.
Okay, well, she's making sure that she's taking everything she needs to make sure that the skull is not squeezing the optic nerve and the optic vein, which can cause pressure in the eyes. Okay.
Okay.
And the nerve gets pressed and you get blurry vision and all that kind of stuff because the skull is squeezing the optic nerve.
Okay.
Okay. You remember my famous picture that I love, and it's all in your head.
Yep.
Here we go. And page 6. It's also on page, I think it's 32 in the flip chart. The same pictures in the flip chart. The top one's a normal skull. They've taken the top of the skull off at autopsy, and you're looking down at the brain. You see that the skull's a 1/4 of an inch thick. That's normal. The bottom one is also at autopsy. They took the top of the skull off, looking down at the brain. But you see the skull's 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick. That's osteoporosis of the skull. What happens is the skull is squeezing the spinal cord. This is coming out the backside. It's also squeezing the pairs of cranial nerves on each side, right and left. And it tells you what tissue, what organ is being sent nerve impulses and taking information back into the brain in that particular nerve. And on the side page, it's a white bar, a gray bar, a white bar, a gray bar. Each one of those represents a chapter in this book, and it tells you what you're going to see when that particular nerve is being squeezed, and it tells you what you need to do to solve the problem. Okay, but that's the first time that anybody ever talked about osteoporosis of the skull. And doctors laugh and slap their leg when somebody says, well, yeah, I was diagnosed with osteoporosis of the skull. He said, who told you that? There's no such thing, because they don't get taught about osteoporosis of the skull in medical school. They just get taught about osteoporosis of your leg bones and your pelvis.
Healthy Body Star Pack, the premier nutritional set of all of Youngevity. This contains Dr. Wallach's 90 essential nutrients. It is his 50 years of research in showing that when you feed your body the foundational fundamental nutrients that it needs on a daily basis, it's going to have incredible health. Now, the Healthy Body Star Pack has 3 products. It has the Beyond Tangerine, which is your multivitamin, multimineral, amino acids, probiotics. It has the Beyond OsteoFX, which is your bone and joint, cartilage to ligaments and tendons. This has your calcium and your magnesium and other things. And then you have your essential fatty acids, your omega-3, your omega-6, your omega-9. Really hard to get from foods, but you get it from the Ultimate EFA+. So these 3 nutrients combine in a very comprehensive fashion to give you all the nutrition that you need. So you can take this various times during the day. I like taking my BTT first thing in the morning. I mix it with 16, 22 ounces of water, as much water as I can because I love the hydration, but you can put it into 8 ounces. It doesn't matter how much water that you put it into. It's all about you enjoying the nutrition. Secondly, the essential fatty acids I take with my food because it's always great to take healthy fat with other food that has healthy fat. You get better absorption. And then the Beyond OsteoFX I take at nighttime, about 30 to 45 minutes before I go to bed, because those minerals also help with better sleep. So this is a really great nutrient set that is for everybody. You can take it either by weight or you can take it by the degree of health issue that you have. So if you're dealing with some health issues, you can take more of it because we all know the more nutrition that you get, the greater health that you will have. And lastly, you want to make sure that if you're sensitive to taking nutrition, that you do it slowly. So you may take half of a dose for the first 7 days, and then you may build up to a full dose later on. It's okay. It's just getting to that full dose at some point and making sure that you are working with your body and making sure that it's acclimating all the way through. So enjoy your Healthy Body Start Pack.
Introducing our most advanced nutritional support, 3.0 Rise and 3.0 Restore by YOUNGEVITY. This all-new 2-part formulation builds upon almost 30 years of research and success of our legacy nutrition products. This is BTT 3.0, but with a new identity, to highlight the inclusion of targeted support ingredients for an even more robust supplement. The new 3.0 Rise and Restore boosts health around the clock, using time-duration nutrition for better absorption and utilization of each ingredient. This dual system goes beyond vitamins and minerals to provide targeted support for things important to all of us, like cognitive health, stress defense, mood wellness, and more. Designed to be taken specifically in the morning and evening, Rise and Restore gives you exactly what you need when you need it for maximum health benefits. Formulated with more whole foods and plant-based ingredients, this system is the most comprehensive nutritional support ever offered by YOUNGEVITY. Rise is gluten-free and vegetarian-friendly and features nootropic cognitive support with energy and metabolism-boosting ingredients as well as mood-boosting components. It also provides phytonutrients for everyday antioxidant and immune support and cellular hydration support. Restore is also gluten-free and vegetarian-friendly, designed with restorative nutrients to help your body recover from the day's stressors, featuring circulation and cardiovascular support, ashwagandha for relaxation and stress relief, detox support, pre- and probiotics for good gut health, as well as an adaptogenic blend for reducing stress, anxiety, and fatigue. Together, these innovative research-driven formulas provide a full-circle approach to daily foundational nutrition for an active life, all in great-tasting new flavors that make this product an easy lifestyle addition you'll look forward to each day, to help set the tone for productive days and restful nights. As research continues to identify opportunities to improve health, YOUNGEVITY will be at the forefront of those discoveries. Our mission has always been to support your overall health. Now we're going even deeper to target and support your optimal health, wellness, and happiness. Welcome to a new era in YOUNGEVITY nutrition.